I ain't drunk. I'm just drinking.
But you're so high.
Oh man, you know I ain't high.
But you're so high.
Yeah, well I just take a little sip every now and then.
But you're so high.
Bam! Hey kids. We are welcome to episode 2 of the FPV Hydro Boat. So what we're going to do, I'm actually recording this 3 or 4 days before I'm going to upload this on YouTube, because what we're going to work on now is prepping and cleaning the hull. Okay, so pretty straightforward. Basically, we want to get everything off of here that we possibly can. So I'm going to actually, this is going to be really easy to do, I think. I'm going to pressure wash it. Reason being, pressure wash meaning I'm going to put about 800 psi, not very much, into the hull just to get all this old shit out, because what I'm planning on doing is painting the inside of the hull again with new paint after it's cleaned out. And look at that. Bam. Nasty shit. Who was this guy? What the fuck is... Yeah. Looks like mucus. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to pressure wash this guy, and it's like 95 fucking degrees outside. So today's a good day to do it, because I want this thing to be bone dry by the time we start doing the fiberglassing and the filling and all that good stuff. So we're going to get this old gasket off. Now, mind you, don't mistake that with the stripping bit. I'm not probably going to take off the stickers and strip those down yet. But as far as getting the goo off, getting all this stuff off, washing some of the ancillary stuff, that's what I'm going to do right now. So, bam, be right back. Well, wait. See, it is pretty gross. It's got sticker goo on it. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So the servo mounts are complete trash. They pop right out. This boat would have been very terrifying to run. Yeah, okay. So anyway, those servos we're going to pop out shortly. So yeah. Okay, we'll have to get all this foam out as well. So bam, stay tuned kids, be right back. Bam! You guys thought I was kidding when I said I was going to pressure wash it, but I did. Look how clean now. Beautiful. The engine mounts, the transom mounts are great shape. The battery box is all nice and cleaned out. No nasty sticky shit in there. Got to do a little bit of sanding to get the rest of this off, but that came off 95%. Up in the nose is clean. Got all his fake foam out there, which wasn't even going to help it float anyway. Yeah, this turned out really good. Nice and clean inside there. Need to just take some light sandpaper and just get off the sticky goo. And let's see, where's the shroud? And we also pressure washed the shroud. And this is a fiberglass lined nylon. So I'm going to go let this sit out in the sun for a day or so everything gets totally dried out, except for these two pieces. So those will be all right. So bam, be right back. Bam, and we're back. Hey kids, it has been a few days. And because I wanted to give this thing time to really get a nice hot dry. And it's been very, very hot and very, very humid here. So that's a good thing with the heat. And I kept her in the house for a while, so she's totally dry and all good. Real quickly, I want to do a shout out to a friend of mine in Staten Island, Mike Austin. Our prayers are with you. He's taking care of a sick family member, and I've been through that myself with the cancer thing and whatever else, and special shout out to you. All the Patriot Blade guys are praying for you. So anyway, enough of that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you the methods I use for fixing fiberglass. Now, there's going to be a couple different things. What we're going to do is there's some ancillary holes here. All right. There's, let's see if I can zoom in and keep this. I got so much shit on my desk. All right, see these holes here? That's where the struts went. We're going to fill those. We're going to fill that. We're going to fill a couple of the transom for the rudder. We're going to fill those. I am not going to fill, let's see, that's for the control horn. I might actually do that one, I don't know. And that's where the tube went, and we're going to fill that as well. Sadly, there's no way to get in there, so that's going to be a little bit trickier. But how we're going to do this, there's going to be certain effects. Anything, I've decided I'm probably going to keep my stabilizer wing off because I just don't think it needs it. If this was an electric boat, a Nitro, you would have that speed. I don't think with Nitro you're going to need it. So, and I can always put it on after the fact. It's like, oh shit, we do need it. So I'm going to fill these holes as well. Now, holes that we're going to fill that we're going to reuse. Now, the reason I'm doing this, I'm going to sand all these down real fast just to kind of, actually not right now, but after it's filled. But the screws are going back in these. But those are those rusty ass piece of shit screws. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a Dremel bit. Where'd it go? Here it is. A conical Dremel bit like this. It's not a bit really, it's a grinding bit. And we're going to open up each one of these holes just a touch bigger than it is right now. We're going to give it kind of a, and I'm going to use the Dremel, not by hand. Make these just a little bit bigger. Any hole that you're going to fill in something like this, whether it's wood or fiberglass, use epoxy if you're going to put a screw back into it. Because when we re-drill this, when we do the assembly after everything's said and done, epoxy has a almost like a polymer effect. I mean, it is technically. So it's more rubbery, if you will. So when we drill through it and put a screw into it, it's going to expand almost like a molly, and it's going to give you a really, really good hold. Whereas fiberglass will tend to crack. Okay, so we're only using fiberglass on bits that we need to repair. Any hole that we're going to reuse, or not even reuse, like these up here, then we're going to use epoxy, and it's much easier to work with anyway. So one of the things I am going to do is I'm going to take some fiberglass and put it down in here where it got a little bit thin to the hull. Probably won't do that on video just because, you know, take a brush and put some fucking fiberglass in there. Debating about tightening this up as well. This is really, really lean, like very, I don't know. So, and I'm going to, when my my PLA gets here, I'm going to print off new servo mounts on my printer, and we'll go through all the mounting of that, and those are probably just going to get epoxied in anyway. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab our Dremel tool. Hang on. Oh, what a fucking mess. I need to get Blackhawk over here and clean my bench. All right. There's that. I'm basically, what do I do with the bit? Shit. You guys probably like, look, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Let me figure out what I just did with that bit. Be right back. All right, I found it. Okay. So, we're just going to use this hole. Let me get some of this shit off here as an example. And I'm not going to do all these on video because it's just, you get the gist. Okay, so we're going to take this. This is where the ductwork screwed down into, like this. Okay, one there and one there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put our bit in low power. We don't want to be drilling to China with this shit. Okay, a little bit. All right, so we're back. I went ahead and opened up all these holes just a little bit, okay? We're going to epoxy those, and how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take some 5-minute epoxy, or however long you want. 5 minutes is a good setup. And then we're going to use a latex glove because the shit's nasty to get off. We're going to mix it up in a cup, and then we're basically going to take our thumb, push it into the holes, and not really worry about a whole lot. One of the things that we're going to do here, I really want to reinforce this because this is where your servos go, and it's very, very flimsy. And I'm half tempted about putting wood in there, but I don't want to get too high either. So, either way, it obviously worked fine with it the way it is, but, okay. So, that's what we did. Every single hole, I opened it up a little bit. That's where our keel goes, keep her running. Now, here's the damage. You see this? This was done in shipping. So what we're going to do, you can see there's quite a bit. I mean, it is fucked, right? It's going to die. there is some, what is that? Looks like wood in there. See if we can pop that backwards, because that's going to screw up my plan. There we go. Oh, it's that shitty foam. Oh, sorry about that. Let me get this foam out of here. Be right back. Alright, so one thing I noticed is we actually have another crack in this one here. So we might do the same process. I don't think it's as deep, but I don't know if you can see that right in the nose there. But this one's pretty screwed up. So I got the foam and crap out. And what we're going to do is we're going to find a part, see if you can see this, that isn't horribly trashed. Okay? And we're actually going to use a little bit of hot glue on the outside. Keep it squeezed together till it dries, okay? Because we're trying to maintain the form, okay? And hopefully it stays put together. All right. And I have my hot glue gun on the low setting because I don't want it going into the boat, because I'm going to put fiberglass in there. So I'm going to hold this together. Then the next thing we're going to do while I'm holding this together is I'm going to build a wall of hot glue around all these cracks where stuff's missing, but I'm going to be careful not to get it in the hull because I want the fiberglass to actually come out and be against the hot glue, because fiberglass will not stick to hot glue.
Who are you talking to?
Alright, so we're back. Sorry, that was my kid interrupting. But anyway, what I did was I put a little bit of hot glue on the outside of the one that was barely damaged. Just had a little bit of a crack. You can't even see the hot glue hardly. And this one, I put a nasty mess on there. Look at that. Bam. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to inject fiberglass. We're actually going to drill a hole in the bottom of the boat. Okay? You want to see how far up your damage goes. In this case, it goes up to here, give or take. So I'm going to drill a hole right about here. Hang on. It's an easy fix later, trust me. Okay, so what we're going to do, there's the hole, and you always want to do the hole on the bottom if you can, because why would you put it on the top? You might be able to see it. We're going to take a syringe, we're going to mix up some fiberglass, and we're going to do it with this one too, this side too, but we're only going to go like up to here because this one's not a big crack. Okay, let's see if you can see this, but right to there. So Alright, so this syringe I actually got from a vape shop, but you can go to the drugstore like CVS or whatever, buy some syringes, and we're going to basically mix up fiberglass, and I'm not going to show that on video because it's just a big pain in the ass. We're going to mix up fiberglass, we're going to pour it into the syringe, and we're going to inject it. Yes, I could have made a smaller hole, but that's okay. I'm doing that on purpose because I might have to do it again, and yeah, it's just, might need to pour it in. So, and that actually probably even makes more sense. I might just pour it in rather than injecting it. And you'll see how I'll fix these holes from the inside out later. It's pretty cool. But I basically want to fill up this whole thing up to this hole, and then we're going to set it on its nose to cure, and it'll cure up. So it's going to be pretty sweet. So it's going to seal it from the inside out. This one is actually going to need outside repair too. We're going to have to brush it on, then sand it and form it and everything. But it's going to be pretty sweet. So, and then after these are cured, I will show you how to fix that hole from the inside out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Mix up some fiberglass. We're going to pour it in here, and then we'll be right back.